Hi, welcome to Rusty Lizard Designs, a unique shop experience.
Hey guys, so today's video I am going to build some storage for this Kreg router table. I got this a couple months ago, really like it. I really like the router table. When I first got this, I did not get the casters for it, and I regretted that almost instantly. I got the table put together, and because of the limitations of my shop, I was moving it around, I was shoving it, I was scooting it. It's like, why am I doing this? So I went ahead and ordered the casters for it. Great addition. The base moves easily when the casters are not locked, and then each one of them has the locking foot on them, and these hold really well. I've put dados in a sheet of plywood and didn't have a problem with the router table moving on me. So great addition to that, but I am going to put some drawers over here, put some drawers over here, and a drawer on the bottom, and then leave this center open for dust extraction. So I will enclose that in, but I'm going to put dust extraction in it. So the plans for this are actually available on Craig's website, and Wood Shop Mike is the one that actually came up with the plans and got with Craig, and Craig put them on their website. So you can wander on over to Craig's website and go to the Learn section, and you can download some plans there for this particular build. So I'm going to use those plans as a guide, and I'm just going to kind of figure it out as I go. But that's what my goal is: 2 drawers on either side of the router, a drawer on the bottom of the router, and then a center cavity for dust extraction with the removable door on the front, and then the back is going to be totally enclosed. So that's my goal. Let's see what really happens. Got my bore straight edge clamp set up. It's about 4 inches off of the line that I actually need to cut. I'm just going to use the DeWalt cordless circular saw on this. And don't forget your dust mask whenever you're sawing. This is the RZ mask, and I really like it. Alright, I need to set the fence up to 12 inches.
everything has been cut out except the drawer faces. I will save those for last in case I've got to do any trimming, modification, or whatever. Just don't need to cut those yet. So I've got my cut list here. I know I need to do some dados or some small grooves to put the bottoms. I need to do some mitering and pocket holing. Actually, maybe not mitering. They're probably just doing butt joints with pocket holes. So let me get set up to cut some grooves for the bottoms to slide into, and then I'll get some drawers boxed up and move on. So I'm getting ready to set the horizontal divider and the vertical dividers up here in this space. So I got a couple of gauge blocks for each side, and those are just stuck in there. I think there's one brad nail in each of those just to hold it in place. So I could set this shelf on top of that, and that way that supports it. I don't have to worry about jacking anything up. And then what I've got in glue up right now are I've got some standoffs being glued up now that'll bring the thickness out here so I can attach my drawer glides to those. So those will stick out something like that, and they'll be a little bit proud of that railing so it doesn't interfere with the drawer opening and closing. So once I get those secured in place, then I will cut a gauge block to set my drawer slides on, and then I will fix my drawer slides to those. And once I get my drawer slides in, I will stand these guys up and get those secured to the horizontal divider. So now I've got all the drawers mounted, all the drawer slides. So now I've just got to measure and cut drawer faces and seal up the center piece there for the router and the vacuuming system. So it's coming together pretty good. All right, I put some drawer fronts on this, just using 1/2-inch plywood for the 4 top drawers. Ran short of my plywood, so I just used a piece of 3/4 lumber on the bottom, which gave me a little extra reveal on the front side, which I don't care. This is a router table, this is shop furniture. I don't, I want it to look decent, but I just don't care about things like that. So I need to put, I need to build a little frame here to put some plexiglass in that's gonna be on magnets so I can get to the router easy. I need to put some drawer pulls on here, which I'll make something cheap for that. I need to cut a dust port in the back and mount that dust port, which I do not yet have. So still got a little few finishing touches to do, but it's gonna work out for me. The drawers work really well. I've got the soft close drawers. If I get them far enough, they'll just go ahead and close themselves. So this is going to be a nice little added bonus for this router table. So to finish this build up, I ordered a dust port. I think I got this one from Grizzly, and this is a 2.5-inch universal dust port. It's got the flange on it with the 4 bolts. So I just stuck it up there, figured out where I wanted it. This is the hole that I originally cut for the cord to come through. That's actually probably the best place for this dust extraction port. So I'm going to put that there, and then I may move my cord port up here somewhere. So that'll be an easy fix. So I just held this up here, did a quick trace on the inside, just roughly did my bolt holes on, although I'm not going to pre-drill anything for those bolt holes. So now I'm just going to zip this out with a scroll saw and get this attached. My blade came out of the guide. Sorry about that. And I can't see what I'm cutting.
Alright, I got some CA glue on here. I'm going to spray some activator over here. Get this up in place. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Good. I'm just going to zip in some screws. I think the CA glue is probably going to hold it more than these screws will. But the screws are there. Won't come off. And that finishes that part of it. Now that the dust extraction port has been added to my chamber for the router, the fence has also got a dust extraction port on it, and these are both 2 1/4 inch. So I bought a 2 1/4 inch Y adapter. So what I need to do is I need to, this is going to be mounted down here somewhere, and so I need enough of this flexible hose to go from this port to this port down here, and from this port to this port here, and then I'll have my central line connect on the other end. So I moved my fence as far forward as it will go, so I know how much slack that I need in this top hose here. So my goal now is to probably drill a couple of holes into the drawer compartment area, and with some zip ties affix this to the backer, and then that will give me, I can cut the length for this and then cut the length for this here. So let me get the drill out and drill a couple of holes, figure out where I need those holes, and get that going for you. So I've removed the drawers from the front side of the thing. Now I'm going to lay this pipe up here, and that's going to give me an idea of where to put some zip ties to hold this thing on. Okay, I've got my zip ties securing this in place. I've left it loose for now so I can take this on and off, get the hoses and adapters attached to it, and then I'll do a final cinch down on the zip tie. But that's going to work out just fine. Now I got to figure out how long to make those hose connections. So with this loosely in place, my fence pushed all the way to the front of the router table as far as it will go. Now I can get a measurement on this hose. So I'm going to stretch it a little bit, but I'm not pulling it tight. I want still a little flexibility in it after it's at its maximum stretchiness, if you will. So it looks like about right there. So I am just gonna, this will just give me a place to know where I'm cutting at. So I need to cut that now. And I've never cut this hose. So let's see. I think I'll start off with maybe a serrated blade on my Leatherman. Which is cutting it just fine. And now I need to cut the wire between the two. Like that. Now since I left these loose, I'm actually just going to pop this out of here so I can get this connection made. So it looks like I'm probably going to need a couple more clamps, obviously, and I got to find that adapter. I think I ordered one, but I'm not sure. Alright, so that went on relatively easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And these don't have to be super tight. Again, we're not doing liquids here. So there's not a lot of pressure that's going to force out a bunch of liquid. So you don't have to just keep cranking down on these things.
crank down so it's secure, but you don't have to really torque that down. So now when I move my fence back, I'm going to have plenty. So now what I need to do is measure the distance between here and here and get that cut. Kreg made this pretty easy. They put a 2 1/4 inch dust extraction port here, and I've got that hose attached to that and going down to a Y adapter. But there's quite a few times where I actually have to take the router fence off of the router table. Kreg has made that super easy to do. So without fiddling with this hose assembly, I can press down on these 2 clips at the top, and I can pull that entire thing off of my router fence. So I'm really enjoying that. And right here would be the access for the dust to come through. And to put it back on, it's just as easy. You stick that in the groove, you lock it in place, and life is good. So that's plumbed into this Y adapter. I installed this 2 1/4 inch extraction port. Put my hose on that, going to the other end of that Y adapter. And from there I've got a hose going into my 2 1/4 inch to 4 inch adapter with the quick connect system on it. So what that allows me to do without any fuss or mess is just walk up with my main line, quickly attach it to this and do my work. And then when I'm done, boom, I don't have to fiddle around with hose clamps. I just drop the connection off and then move my router table out.
Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks a lot.